Hello everyone, Holloway Reactions here. Today I'm going to give you guys a review of The Ranch. The Ranch, Part 6, Episode 2. Now I do have if you guys don't know, this review that you guys are watching on YouTube will have an extended version on my Patreon. There's also a reaction to this when I originally watched it for the first time. There's a reaction that's also on my Patreon. But because of this show being a Netflix show, I cannot include my reaction on here. Initially, I had it on my Patreon as like a bonus, but I kind of want to give out as much of my reactions reviews that I can on YouTube. But that's available for you guys. If you go to my Patreon, you guys can check that out. Other than that, what made me decide to go and start The Ranch? And I start up on part 6. Now, this is when Rooster left the show. Now, I'm not going to go into the actor and everything that happened. I'm just going to kind of look into it as, the character left the show. But I already when I first heard about The Ranch, I already binge watched the first 5 parts on Netflix before creating this channel, so I couldn't really talk about it. I can go back in and give you my thoughts, but this is me going in it and giving you guys my reaction and review to it. But if you guys don't know my story on what made me interested to kind of review The Ranch and do reactions on them, is because if you guys don't know, judging by my voice, a lot of people say that I have a southern accent that I don't hear it, but a lot of people think I do. And that's because I grew up in Texas for about 18 years. I had my father was around. He kind of reminds me. My father, who he did pass away when I was 15, and we at the time we had this big 2-story house, and we were gonna have like this big ranch with all these chickens and horses and things like that. That was the plan, but he passed away, so we had to sell the house and everything. So I eventually left Texas. But my dad and his personality kind of reminds me of Sam Elliott. So watching this show, it's weird seeing Sam Elliott because he kind of reminds me of my dad when watching the show. So that's kind of what drew me to the show, is Sam Elliott and him reminding me of my dad, and kind of like watching the show would show me kind of what life would be like if we stayed in Texas and things like that. But I personally don't think I would have stayed. I think I would have left anyway. But anyway, that's kind of my background on why I got into the show. Also, we saw Ashton Kutcher and all that. The show looked really interesting with all the trailers. But this was the first. This was the first season that didn't have Rooster. Uh, if I known I was going to make this reaction channel, I would have waited on it. And I'll probably go back in and give my review on the other episodes at a later time. But this is the first episode where we kind of do, this is the second episode of The Ranch. So I covered the first one in the review. The second one is kind of like, okay, something's going on with Rooster. He's not, they got concerned because Rooster is not showing up, and it leads them to finally uncover what happened. His bike was found, and Nick is being really suspicious as the guy that, he was the last person to see Rooster. So it's kind of a way to. I really hate it when they suddenly have to kill off characters. So this happens when uh, the main characters have to leave the show. They suddenly have to figure out a reason why that character's not on the show and kind of work around it. So this episode dealt with that. Like, just, Colt is like, find my brother, find my brother. Uh, he's in. Colt is pretty much in denial of everything he's seeing. They see his bike. We don't see it on camera, but supposedly his bike was in an accident and it flipped over, and supposedly he died because Bo saw the bike and saw that he didn't think he made it. But Colt is pretty much like he's faking his death. That's what he's doing. So basically, the episode goes after they see his bike being totaled. Everybody confronts Nick, and Colt goes there to confront him. And then Bo kind of reminds him that, don't do anything stupid. You have a kid on the way. Don't do anything stupid. So the episode ends with Bo confronting Nick and telling him to leave. So that's kind of how it goes. The reactions, when I'm filming the reaction part of it, I'm kind of quiet because I'm kind of absorbing what's going on and trying to figure out how they're going to write him out of the show. I am a little spoiled on. I do know some key things that happen, but I'll wait on that when I get to those specific episodes, and I'll give you guys my review and my reaction to that. Other than that, that's kind of what happened in the second. Is it the second episode or the? Yeah, I think it's the second episode. If you guys want to check out my reaction, definitely go to my Patreon. If you guys want to watch the extended, that's available on my Patreon as well. Other than that, if you like this review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in future reactions and reviews.